there's a lot of talk in this speech about unity and bipartisanship. But what he means by bipartisanship is pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
You know, we're often told that Democrats and Republicans can't work together. But over the past 2 years, we've proved the cynics and naysayers wrong. Yes, we disagreed plenty. And yes, there were times when Democrats went alone. But time and again, Democrats and Republicans came together to defend a stronger and safer Europe. It came together to pass once in a generation infrastructure law, building bridges connecting our nation and our people. We came together to pass the most significant law ever, helping victims exposed to toxic burn pits.
That was a lot. Can I just point out Kevin McCarthy's face sitting behind him?
Yes. As we go through these clips, he's probably the funniest person to watch. Although, wait until the end, because the last clip that we have features Marjorie Taylor Greene screaming like a suburban mom in her fur coat, calling him a liar.
I have to see this. But okay, yeah. So that was a lot. What did you find that was bogus about that?
It's not that he's wrong. He's talking about the bills that they passed. I just find it interesting that the only time Republicans and Democrats really work together and take pride in that is when they're stealing your money to pay for other things, right? Like the only time they come together is to spend your money. And they take pride in that. You know?
Yeah, we actually need to primary every single Republican that voted for the Inflation Reduction Act. Yeah. Please. Yeah. Because Massey would never do this to us. If we had a bunch of Masseys, this would have never have happened.
Mm-hmm. And he specifically mentions the bipartisan infrastructure bill, which, by the way, Olivia, as we were going through seriously inflationary times and Americans were struggling to put food on the table, Congress went ahead and passed a $2 trillion spending bill for infrastructure because reasons or something. And what's really interesting, some of the digging I did behind this, is that there are specific companies within the telecom industry that lobbied hard to basically get preferential treatment from this bill. So AT&T specifically essentially admitted that they spent $5.7 million on lobbying because the expansion plans and the government subsidies in the infrastructure bill would benefit them. So
can't say that I'm surprised, but I'm equally as horrified. That is, what do you think about lobbying? I struggle to justify how corporations who already get bailouts from the government are able to then take that money from the bailout and feed it back into the government and lobby them.
Yeah, it's rather interesting because lobbying often grants special favors and subsidies to specific corporations within industries, which then suppresses the small guy, the little guy. And so when we have all of these special interests lobbying the government for favors and for preferential treatment through legislation, we can't have real competition. And so a lot of times what happens is the prices of things go up.